moja to confirm bana wa Kenya kaya ku ECD have 15 million in one subject because you have an 11 million. So if you try to print more, a system will lock because it means who are you printing these books for? So we have created a system where a number of one through the education system. So the take we can onye was grade 1 now 1 million. We expect take in grade 9 back by 1 million subject to attrition, you know, the normal attrition changes you or Pintugunde. Questo con orang awana barenge 1 million in form 1, kine karao kora matem umako nyora bare 1.3 million. We can to explain 300,000 system very low and will be able to show you what is happening. So we are actually leveraging on the digitalization program across the ministry to reduce the human contact eventually by the way we are intending eventually to have them done digitally so that you them by the time marking in the psychometric test. By the time you results ya correct. Ya so kiru mwana ya correct. Anyora. They are going to be digital so that karapo what number yao tolu juga river road sita na what the get system will indicate ngamundu school way. So digitization we are spending and the world is supporting us to ensure that our system to reduce wastage, to be more efficient in the country as a sector, and it is working. We already seeing it. We already seeing it work. The system we need to transition. Grade 9 and grade 10. By the time we are done 88%, lakini pale wakadaka na to admit to admit kurujuza machine to allow, but next time the system will admit the transition of the students 100%. As a mother there was a mikera school community karwa kodamate karama results ya so ya waktu acha so strong ya allocate ya waktu acha so strong ya allocate school.
Ngema sana Matilda said kema tutaragendera kumanyinga toka da system ya career student 30 seconds eratuma ko ira na togendera da system ya career student 30 seconds eratuma ko ira na togendera monen kwana no waziri Julius Migoso gambo yogendera to twarira mange anemo igore taru mara ibensi ya Kenya nabo igo sector isemia sensi ya Kenya ayonsi na sika getali getano.
biscuits rich in nutrients. Elio kwenyorere bisuguti na kubeke oda tarere duka yaitwa imeyomo chibosongo Galilaya Mwembe elio kubwatoke oda ebisuguti bilioganeti asirigoriria nse inyora imeye duka ya 3T Holdings nebwata bakoreria baya abo bagokwenekere kwanyorere byonsi esobororo buigo nigogo kobere bintu biri kwagorire guikase duka yao. Karibu 3T.
Radio Vuna nigo kwarigania semesa ya bwerania no bonia onye kobate ribori gosokwe murunga nigoro yabakora riboito akesi miagase na mbeko batia enoti sano na ibere enoti isato eyemo enoti ibere eyemo enoti ibere gose enoti isano na ibere enoti isano eyemo eti ibere na inde nabokori kari ukotorinyore rimorioka ase info@radiovuna.co.ke ment@radiovuna.co.ke naboigo nabogo tutarera se chobis cheto chigotoka imeye county ya Kisii ase bare kogenda Kisii University
atotegera twenzi Vuna FM
mugongo kunya kuma na nyumba naende nayo muchanda kadenga ngo tentu bwati birogo
onekero konte minjo muchando kase basubate no bakorosie nyumba ibirogo bono na gure tibono nkikira kini boniki
inga kikibaka boni gatato go ikaransire birogo binga bunebi gatuma itinge birogo byachire byekerera
Ebono eduka ya Yako Fashions Keroka nigo bono yako rentere birogo bya plastic chairs kwa bei nafuu yani bire bya big boss boigonko nya tore chiduve amarangeti chi bed sheets emeito yonsi ya kerenge nchobuneri orthopedic chikoshon ebikoroto chishati emechibi chikobia chibagi chionsi gati yabo cheskuru laptop bags trolley bags fiber bags takis chunk pin na boigo pioneer bags chionsi oranyora serigoriria moko eri uruseirie discount asense moye chianga nkonya tore trousers cha soft na hard khakis suits chishati chi t-shirt dresses ebikoroto by'abasubati n'abasacha byekerero ebioranyora serigoriria moko imeya Yako Fashions boigo ntubwata bakorera bakoenekia kwenyorere byonsi uganetie asubororo tarera Yako Fashions assisted ya Keroka enchere gosoka goche bosongo orosage ronde ni gorogotoka bukeroke getaseni kya banyanyimbo moino akesimia se namba 0725372326 gose 0728903422 Yako Fashions Keroka obokoreri obuya asebonsi.
Omunyalibali kwaboliru amagendero asegeke getambe una chipara chipasare amache abasaikoborwa emeremo
Bono Daktari Joseph Mogendi Birundu nereri chibuliao Omunyalibali bwate kadio gwake kura ebeke tayare kabange komwakera Daktari Joseph Mogendi Birundu ekura yao mwaka bwechiri bubere 2025 elialeta maonchorerio Nyalibali chache.
Daktari Joseph Birundu ndio kiongozi wako mwaka 2027. Kumbuka, uchaguzi bora, uongozi bora, maendeleo mengi.
Omunyalibali oamwire Daktari Joseph Mogendi Birundu wate kura chinchi oboraye agenderero naronjendo gite gusina Kenya yito imukegoro
barubo manyi was hands on skills ekaro baragari ase eskuru abahoro kibobono basoire grade 10 na ase curriculum design ko kwanderere merobe ngo subject chinde bunabona sensemo ya STEM ndubate a subject kurunga electricity building and construction mnabona insema ko kwandrea sports arts and sports sciences ndubate bintu buna music film amone bintu binde time timu robe noro yo oro bwe serikali ko ene kinga emereme ko sechi subject echi nkworo kiwakire ego kera boro kiwaba iko bakagerwa kansera matemo ya KCBE mwaka w'ikirubere 2025 neseto tayari ndubwata balimu bakorokia emirime yu muna to kwa na bone kekera grade 10 already no bali school
Bia muna se liswali elio banana chai. Again to kero rom kelinga chi subject chirichi koso miguono ega CBE. Injiri nyia una maybe abantu abange bakolengereria. For example, a subject iwakwa na ya electricity. Bali bali mumaite nga physics ni subject konye koleteki ero na part of physics na ile yebwata mangana electricity. So it is just retooling the teachers for understanding it is a portion of that physics that has been moved. So it is just different subject. So because of that, egera tole tabali baito kutuare capacity yogo somia wana baito ba different subject. So because of that, egera tole tabali baito kutuare capacity yogo somia wana baito ba CBE together with TSC. We have retooled over 220,000 teachers. Over 220,000 teachers have been retooled koira wana baito as the competency-based education system. Komenta nayo as a subject chire completely new. Una wono metal works usichire a bit on a practical section. One to answer okorega as nechi Tibet ko ensure ngantu bwata wali bakoleteki baisaine. Now what has happened is this. Ekara transition ti abana go cha grade 10. Not about 60% are doing STEM, 38 or 39% are doing social sciences, 10% are doing sports science. We are now able to analyze from these numbers nga inkitumiseti muino gaiga. In the meantime, we are working with institutions muna nata yabu na chaba Tibet abalimu gocha kabari tool kugendera kosomia so that bone karato chukwadimiti abalimu into the institutions cha teachers training colleges or university to ba admit ko kara those specific work according to the numbers timbo at the data here right now ebale maybe total 500. Then you need to know abalimu balengota utakere go train per year go train ko kuira kosomia wana. Then you so that we do not train teachers in subjects that may be asivale overloaded. So we do not train teachers in subjects that may be, so we are doing again harmonization. Yes. We are doing harmonization to ensure nga ntole targeted just training ito based on abali bakoleteki batakire. So we are doing something about it. Lakini bali basoire. The tooling has taken place and we are working with many institutions including Simastea as we are training about science or either physics because it's a subject. You know, it is just a change of name, but the details are the same. No matter maybe if you take biology, for example, chemistry, the formula for water is H2O. So you can call it something, but it is still water, H2O, but in that space. If it is music, we've been having music all the time. So it is a subject that is within what has been being trained with our teachers. Yes. So what I'm saying is that we for example, some electricity, tell you mwalimu history. Ukuru mwalimu physics, nero go train akora mana physics because it's the same subject. This is what we are doing, and to help people understand. In 2019, agaratu anyoleta COVID. COVID yarenge a new disease. Tell you, kanyoranja ngore kanenwa. Akini mwe wetenga doctors in the school was so treat COVID. They were trained in the cause because you study the disease genomes and everything else. You have the same correct when you are reaching it's the same thing to so we are training the value on your physics to have a train retooling them to support them during these holidays. And as I said, we have retooled over 220,000. I think more, 229,000 or something, and we retool them every holiday. That space. Moving into the universities, already from last year, September, the university has to work towards retooling their teachers, which university in 2029. So that by the time 2029, the university curriculum so we are working in tandem to ensure that we prepared. One of the former people who are operating in this system, they were
not prepared.
They were not prepared. But we have done to stabilize the direction.
Yes.
Now, grade 10.
Yes.
They'll explain to you, understand what is happening, and we are moving well. We now have a clear direction. The ministry has to go.
Yes. Chere mwe Matilda Libageda ke magari tumaswasi Vincent, karibu sana.
Physics bali asiti school bone batitego first team abarimu biga barabuki bagenda gukora wiki kosi leke sekali evaluate na sense moyende ekero to kona CBE as for the special needs babarabuna CBE yabi kurikirego. Yes.
So, a question is that currently, the policy is recommending each school has to offer 2 pathways. They have to offer 2 pathways, so it means you offer STEM, social sciences, or STEM with sports science and stuff like that. Like now, we are doing harmonization. We are doing harmonization to see abarimu abanka ibatakoledeki na boranyora abantu bale school we ebara abange as arts ko STEM ne school ende ebara abanga as STEM ko arts egara to rationalize move around harmonization. This school, for example, njiro roko nyora abantu bara abange ko abana na school njiro jipata abarimu abake. So we are harmonizing to move them around to ensure incorporatory proportionality. Yani abantu mbare equal to the students that they are having to study. But as I said, create school 2 pathways. Another thing, a transition ya tuorogetie, ekaratua kwa the grade 9 or grade 10. This school nchiro I think 300 schools. Even a single application, you want to go school with you. Less than 5, less than 10, less than 20. So we are now working thoroughly at what can we do with those schools if the thing repeats itself. This coming year, it means they will not have grade 10, they will not have form 2, they are from 1 in Jalengo last year. And if it repeats itself, it means they will not have grade 10 next year.
Yes.
So they'll have 3 years to vacant. So we'll make a decision. It's the same thing here. We are rationalizing and moving around.
Yes.
Because you want to employ 100,000. Kenya Kwanza administration in the manifesto 2022 promised to employ 116,000. The employee by this year 100,000. It will take 16,000. 16,000 we are going to employ them in July. Once we employ them in July, a promise ya walimu Kenya Kwanza ya wegete we come to. Now, what it has done is to reduce the student ratio in our schools from what it was, which was 1 to 45. Currently, we want to have 1 teacher to 29. The international ratio is 1 teacher to 25. So we are working towards meeting that international ratio. But once we do the rationalization and moving abana across the schools, school maybe so no support to these schools, we support more school. In other words, what I'm saying, yes, gentlemen, is we are no longer to make decisions based on emotion. Yani kuvuka kusewa tayanga yange school echibese kusitiga support a section kusitiga support school get we give a base as data. Yani we'll make decisions based on data which can be supported. A decision you what chinguru cha data tingumanyike kuzinga kikuruka chisaba data. Ikera without data you make the wrong decisions. Evidence inero togocha utumia to ensure that it works. With respect to special needs schools or special needs institutions, there are two programs. Chikaenda to korwa se school chi. The program intanga ni neringa abana what the special needs chitali too heavy eba operate school chire nomo. Tukubera school chire nomo. Although ekara konyora support, income to a bit more money. For example, in secondary schools, tukuru capitation ya 22,240 per student per year. Lakini karole one of the special needs income 32,000 shillings on top of that. Ikera there are some devices assistant devices. Yes. So we are working towards ensuring abana wetu mospi that support. But as a, the disability too heavy, they go to the special schools with the infrastructure. Chikova support. Nabalimu, they are trained. Abalimu karawako and our course in the universities, or say teacher training colleges. They study which was study for special needs, and for the special needs, and I graduate una a special needs teacher. So we are able to now support the students very much awesome. So we are doing something, we are alive to that fact, and using data we'll be deciding abana to supported through special needs mbanganiga. Mbanganiga special devices assistive devices so that we support them where there is need. Yes. Not waking up and, for example, school where maybe one child or a special needs, whatever. So those are the things that we are cleaning up in the ministry, leading them to a situation where there is imbalance.
Yamano sana nganchere mwe oyo mintoke gali boli ekadondoche akwa liboli ekadondoche abantu abangi sana wende to tuligerelia na kukwandira mangana mani turachinyara ko to sanga mwe karibu sana.
Bia sana Eric ndu waziri njano nyasha bunache wate ulitangani. Nimbata mabuli yanga tatanega probably could like rendo nyare corresponda ana mona semar ko yabona. Number 1. Ningan tiyokwa nemono igoro yobo Gachiwe University Nyamira. Simply also happened to come from Nyamira County. Obe Kasubu Algoso University inero goseteyo because of the rumors around you clear the airwaves. Nambabere whatever the capitation in Koro which is about Q1 22,000 which is a Moroki as a school. And Nkuru Mole in Interforce for the first time more 50% of 22,000 and then 30% second term, 20% on third term. Are you aware na Chibese last year in Chile zone 2000 which is Morokiwa? So that Mwate Morokiwa last year. This year Mwaru Chibesa. Ndote evena Chibese Mwaru eto mwakoyo neli deni mwakanete ya last year. Like you okwana saneyo. And then libodo ngantu kopolena ko mwaziri kuchia somo kuzinege nto kinge mono. Lakini korende is not just ko mwaziri. Tota to kwegimiria. Osikorigera chinsemo chingekero to wate abara ibalense serikali biruge benene mbabate kiba kwegimiria mono. Nkioro cha era igatora tabena ki was it not waziri honorable Migosi osoete obisi ukango bintu bwati njira nere watemere kuri gerongo rwa gusi ko tema gweteria kirinde ote no mugusi ote bana ki on time go zigenjale uza kolekana. And last question, skulu nchiro rochi ajageta kali una skulu lija Masimba since 1972 yeti kali tekoba sub county school ndimora ko skulu nechi konyara kuchikinya ojoko rumushimi basama sword na bwatane li sword yo mwelina. You took over the Kubo waziri from your brother, na wonko bako your brother, because mwanengana nsemeli ya siasa last time. Were you happy taking the position over him? Maybe you can respond that.
Karibu sana waziri.
I don't know whether to start with your last question.
What?
Yes, start anyway.
Was going to answer with the first one.
Whichever.
Umanyete mundelu e choragas. Egas yo kora yo chorwa. No mwaka machogu como tu alenge. Nero lenge running for governor. I was running for I was his DG, his running mate. Ekere birogo bikupa kulitangani omaneno bwense iprerogative yaye akamoy gasyo bwari yokoba muwaziri w'ekisebe. After the June issue cha 2024 libate netigubons akangegasi kogendera no negasi ya Ministry of Education y'ubuwaziri. I was very happy to be appointed. There's nothing wrong. Karoko was appointed. Nari kwera nari motevi ngase ngenjo tacho ramacho kunenji tindageti. Unless kole bali motero. Nenji tindi bali munondegeti ande bali. So I was very happy to be appointed, and I believe na kolere gasi a ministry education bunitakiri. A ministry education, tell ministry akisi, useusi. In fact, I advise you, kogendoso me the oath of office to swear, ekaruko office. Li etali korunga gusi, ose region in the stekordiki. I'm a cabinet secretary for the country. Teneta wana. With that million, kumina moja na want to university with that million. And I've answered here that whatever achievements to accord as a ministry,
yes,
as they benefit other regions, they benefit Gusi as a whole. Karatu kulika walimu, kulika tora walimu gai. Tinko tena se TV gai gale rombole ruswali nga kena chinchiti na enerati kule nini so private. Kera wezo tena national TV tenga nchasi ngenjono mugusi na irdene ngobuweka kwenda gusi. You don't do that. And I advise you to kwenye kugulia manaji. That's the problem. Yeah. Ama capitation. Capitation ya very problem Kenya ga forever. Kurgise answer. In fact, kurgise capitation ya answer, which is over 10 years. No time. Yeah, meet that threshold here, 22,240 for secondary schools, 15,240 for junior school, 1,430 or 1,420 as a primary. Yeah, primary they meet. The 1,400 has been meeting. Junior is new. We are very matuko talimange. It is also very close to that. Yeah, to a major problem. They are 22,240 as the highest. I think they were paid some 4 or 5 years ago. They are 21,000 or something. Mostly around 18,000, 19,000 or thereabouts. As I said, the problem is wrong. I cannot submit a budget. Whatever, I want to what Mbaganiga. Asking in Julian to Granada, Kitana, Koruki, Koruku verification. Numbers, Chiawana, Chiaring, Kenya, and Germany. Kero kubuli muntu ko tebi vale this number, muntu ko tebi vale this number. For example, nani chi secondary schools choka in Kenya. Aikara kwa kubuli muntu kubuli abantu ba Kenya National Bureau of Statistics ba tebi we have 10,500 or something secondary schools. Ukubuli somebody else yoko ina bengao. Aikara tu akora verification. Yeji school chiro. We found there are 9,540. That's the number of secondary schools. So one to what a basis you can present a budget in Havana to Buate Bacaniga. Before Monte, Meting Havana Bacalatek Barengavari, a year Garanga, and Avan treasury in a parliament, Varotevanga, Mumanitina in a babe. So now, Ejukumi, the ministry, we are working towards ensuring that 22,240 very reached. We normally release 50% in first term, we release 30% in second term, and 20% in third term. Again, a problem which we are trying to resolve as we speak. You know, a financial year, yes, it could run from June to June. A academic year, age school, it could run from January to December. So there is a dark space, there is a gap. We have 50% in term 1, 30% in term 2, 20% in term 3, a 20% area for which financial year. A 30% for which financial year. So we are now trying to align, we are negotiating the treasury to align our academic year with the financial year, at least for purposes here, capitation, so that we can remove those gaps enough resources. So we are doing something about it. The figures we released for this year. We did not release to pay the debts reached previously, because government had that kind of system, this kind of capitation, a pending bill. It doesn't become a pending bill, but it is a conversation that will be had at another time. So what we gave is for the current year, and we intend to continue doing it until we resolve that that issue. Yes. So that is what we are doing in that space. I don't know whether I've answered all of them.
Yes, something about Nyamira University.
Yes. Nyamira University. Yes. Nyamira University was mooted in 2012. And in 2012, up to now, is almost, is it 15 years? 14 years. 14 years. Yeah. It has had, in those 14 years, university in lesser years, so there was a problem with Nyamira because of Okovrutana here and there. So I was sworn in on, I think, a Thursday. The president on the Sunday, on the Monday, that is 2024, yes. August. University a president at the university a presidential directive university but some people after that wakaenda kotini watanga university kwa wachoro ekina kede kawa kotini almost 1 year to negotiate na waro waka withdraw. When we went to State House, State House, I think September 2025, if I'm not wrong. The university, at that point, a president Ekaru a directive to the Ministry of Defense, the tuition block, Nyamira University, the Commission of University Education, they go ahead to a university. University, when you the necessary infrastructure, buildings, So we came down immediately, I think after a week or 2 weeks, to break ground in the Ministry of Defense, a university, as we speak, back according to the excavation, by rule and say, I think the basement level, there's a floor that is there. I was there the day before yesterday. N'abantu kuruga abantu ba media baro che university akorete kendreta kwa gacho kyabanyoro school yo kenyene ya very moved to the opposite side of the road basri kwa gacho birasyo asabana ba uchokora kuja ku move to mutinyo gatano wesu mutinyo stake araba kulire so that university he admitted abana in September this year. Eko mentored na Kisi University guy gas makolere as mule guy gawana ba patenere. The university has been allocated 200 million from the Ministry of Defense kwa that tuition block.
Yes.
But then we have also requested, I think, for 1.5 billion through the normal budgetary allocation. Egere kera ya so ire itu arabono its own account so correct.
Yes.
Quran.
Yes.
So whoever is saying that the university is the same people or the same person, I don't know whether there are many. Those ones who are spreading rumors. These are the same ones. But at the university, in 2012. Again, 2012, in January, we see Mako. And I thought after Navero, we 3 days. 3 or 4 days. Ngawa sworn in on Thursday, Ngachi Miron, the president on Monday. It was my first job. It was my first job to be given to do. And I'm going to do it. It is going to be done.
Yes.
The president is coming, we are going to go there. Nera confirming university so what about the Teyo? What again you young? What again you want? Iraq okay young kido kabisa. Because it is university might tell sio njugu utaweka kwa mfuko mtu asione. You can all go there and look at it, it is there. So those rumors have been sent.
Yes.
Please tell the people when they ask you to go there.
Is it among the projects?
Yes, it is among the projects. It's actually the second one we'll do after Tua called Ikonge. As the market Ikonge Gari. Alafu we'll talk about SGR,
yes.
Then we'll go to Kiabonyo.
You'll tell us about that, eh?
Yes, I will.
It's well to talk about Kisi National Polytechnic. Now that we're talking about TVETs and universities, we say institutions of higher learning. Is it going to be upgraded to a technical university? And if yes, when?
There is no plan to elevate it to a technical university. In fact, the reason why polytechnics or TVET institutions is to do what they were supposed to do outside the university. University in fact, we had the Nairobi Polytechnic, Kenya Polytechnic, which became TUK, Technical University of Kenya. So we already have a technical university of Kenya as our government, and if you want to go through that pathway, you can go. But in the ministry, last week or this week actually, Saturday, this week I think on Wednesday, I inaugurated a technical team. Takere study a technical institution in Riyadh,
yes,
where we want to see whether we can make it a specific university for TVETs.
Yes.
So that abantu bakwenda through TVETs, banyore pathway yokwenda through education system through that particular university, ekutwara specific programs. Because each program, each university chokora program chonsi. Chokora technical subjects, but also chokora education, chokora arts, chokora diplomacy, chokora all these other things. We want to see whether this particular one we can specifically design it to support our TVETs. Because in the TVET sector, to according to reforms including recognition of prior learning. Now we can certify, no muntu tachiti karasi. We can certify imwe karachire, obera gari 3 weeks of checkiwa, highway certificate, because it was already abantu wale qualified, muna mechanic, was a carpenter, was very qualified, lakini watabu at form of papers, ekera tenders chiko wabono unde university chitago applied because tabu at makaratasi. So we came up with the policy recognition of prior learning, so that when you are makaratasi na baroba koraki wa participate. We also introduced dual training. Dual training needing abago soma a university, training college abo 70% of the time, 30% of the time, 70% was spent as a industry. Or 50-50 depending because you correct that has helped us in such a way that they can TVET institution that you very trained. Already trained, yes, institution now what those skills. Yes. All right. We have also introduced industry in our institutions. Yes. In other words, one Kisi Polytechnic, their best subject maybe is welding and something. They can have a garage there, so that abanali baba go town or train as a garage abo na inumo rejugal general roja correct and stuff like that. So we are doing a lot in that sector to make sure that to make it available. We have also modularized the programs. Yes. Before, umwana alikuwa enda kusoma hata itosoma masonary. Obe kwa room wako mugi ndo takekere kusoma masonary hata unga endo iko endo kwa exam kia grammar. Kiso. Bono grammar kia chokora ka ni kintu kia takete chichuma chiria agachi nyumba. So we modularized things. Anyu utaita kobe mason na wako under 3 months also masonary we certificate yao obe certified yoso ke uchiga iko correct so walimu agatire mumetenga mason tali yero korosi roof umundo korosi roof no mungao na mason no mungao bono mogo fosi umundo tagate kobe mason nera ati korosi roof. So you train them for what they want. Bakora wango wache isiko wasa okonya keje. Yes. That's why we have been able to raise the numbers from 297,000 in 2022 to 800,000 now, and we are moving towards now 2 million. So yes, there is something that we are doing in that space, yes, and we don't want all our institutions, TVET, yes, Kobachi University, because we already have universities to offer those subjects. Yes. Right.
I want us to move to the next sector, lakini before tuanda umeshimwa nganchembo ya maboli abere abananchi iga mesha coaching hata ya kindly mbori bwana CS. I think on a comrade that our help has not been released to my institution. Tara name which institution is that, and he says exams are kicking off as from next week. What are the plans for the disbursement if you are able to? Alafu naleo watanga you are at Kiss University which is doing well. Kindly ask Waziri, what are the plans for Kiss University as much as it's doing well?
Busiri, before Waziri respond.
Yes.
Just also reward linde karotua wegete nkwane yase metandao kwa mwenye wategere baito na barigere linga ntutuare nkwane mono wakarimu baro wetinga bariba watrenete wase okobanki ya mapeno wakagweta Maraboli kuna bakani ndio nyarakanwa how much do you owe them na gosena kuboka batarakanwa because all the other over 340 something professionals who were involved in the entire process who else has not been paid.
Karibu sana Waziri.
Thank you. This was their help. There has been a lack of resources cover release lakini ekarana I think I was at the coast abana okantevina ekarana interacted na barobo. Yes. I think it was in the month of either February or February or January. But the school fees at TVET is high. It was 105,000. Ekarana Nairobi put the team together. Each principal na bantua TVET department. To rationalize that fees, to reduce 105,000 to 67,189. So when I get school fees here, TVET for the whole year is 7,189, but they are also entitled to do the MTI, judicial paperwork. But I've talked to help and I've pushed, and about 2 or 3 weeks ago, some resources were released to the institution. So I need to know what that institution is and why they've not received, but some were released, and we continue working with help to ensure the university's fund to ensure that released Gochia Sebale.
Yes.
The other question, the Kisii University, we have a lot of plans, but that's why we came here. Because some of you don't even know that this university is this good. The last time I interview, in fact, the next time, yes, yes, you can do the debate whether it is governor, whether it is MCA, whether, yes, you can introduce this, let people talk, yes, whether it's president or whatever. Yes. So Kisii University has done well, and that's why Navatate is doing mentoring that other university. But the main thing that we want to do for this university is to introduce eco-sea engineering. We are working towards ensuring that Kisii University is one of the first universities this side of the country that offer engineering. Kiara University offer engineering around here. So that's what we are working on. I am already working on a cabinet memo to colleagues like Kibit, that institution, so that it becomes engineering department here university. That's one of the key support or changes that we want to do. The other thing we want to do is for them to support Kisii School and the schools around here in terms of mentoring them, yes, including Kisii School, Korosi swimming pool or 2 around here, so that the 3 pathways or sport science, at least it can facilitate swimming as well. So we have a number. We have already done an agreement with the Ministry of Housing. The president will be coming here to launch the hostels that are 840 bed capacity, but also there's a student village that they are going to do here. We want to make this university a model university, and Professor is here. He has done a very good job. I know a number of the other professors here and the other students. Yesterday we were talking about ensuring that a university problem university it becomes very hard so it is doing well, and as a government we are supporting it. So there are many programs that we want to improve on. The other partners we brought who were here the other day with a team from Heri who have organized, there's an office there. There are many programs that they are doing as a center for research, yes, in this place. Yes. So a university is going to be central. I've already discussed Netimwe. Yes. Another thing we want to do is want them to lead the education conference in this place. Yes. Education sector ya Gusii. A depository, for example, and we discussed this again yesterday. Yes. Institution ya culture. As a rat, you will understand the history of Gusii, a museum, so we want this university to be the one to lead that. So to put a number of programs to a university at Okonya. Yes. And you know, in society, it is the university that solves the community's problems. Yes. Not the other way. So whatever problem we have, we'll bring it here. So that's why we are here. I told them we have a problem, I'm going to be interviewed, I have no place. And then there is a hall here. So they've solved our problem.
Yes.
Isn't it? And that's why
they're okay with that.
Yes. Yes.
Now worry about Abarimu Mankematem.
Abarimu Mankematem have not been paid. There was a bit of a challenge of the resources in Charing Oro when we received the details of it. We pushed a supplementary, and it has been done. I think next week we'll be looking for the exchequer, and we apologize on behalf of the ministry that we have stayed for this long. I think the people who are paid are not the professionals. They paid maybe the casuals and the drivers and people like that, but the main bulk has not been paid, but it's going to be done. We now have the resources.
So how much do you...
I don't have the exact figure. It's with NEC, but we pushed it. It's in the supplementary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Under internship program, making over for your confirmation of corona and then more of the secretary of water when they can have school.
It is not just junior school. There are teachers who are very to an internship. Yes. There was a court case recently that said that program was null and void, and that they should be confirmed. As we speak, we are now working with Treasury to find the resources in order to confirm them. What had happened is we had planned to confirm the last 20,000 interns in this coming January. Yeah. You remember they were supposed to be, they had been interns for 1 year. By January, they expected to be confirmed, but their internship was extended by 1 year. So they were going to be confirmed in January based on the budget, I think about 6 billion in the 2026-2027 budget. It was in July. That 20,000 they will be confirmed in that. One asset problem where is the next 24,000. The next 24,000 that we employed recently, now we need to get resources for them to make confirmed. When you combine the 20,000 and the 24,000, which is 44,000 intern teachers, the amount required is over 30 billion. And remember, I told you we are already at 29%, the main budget, because that is the whole budget. So we are looking for the resources. I think I talk or correct, confirmed, but we are working towards a solution to that problem.
Now we go autonomy junior secondary schools.
That question is normally a hot potato. That question is a hot potato because the Presidential Working Party recommended that we have comprehensive schools. Comprehensive schools means we have schools from grade 1 to grade 9 are run under one administrative arrangement. Now, creating these grades grade 7, 8, and 9 as another independent institution is a bit of a problem in that space. So we have to have more discussions around it to see what is the best way. And I know that TSC with the ministry is working to see what is the main challenge so that we can solve that problem without the autonomy or whatever. So it's not yet a concluded. Try to conclude that issue. Is a hot potato on the table as we speak.
Yamono sana kama tete kwa moyo mto akubali mabuli abere turwa se sector to so ase nganinde wananchi na bangi mheshimiwa baligereti sana se mitandao na raia kwa member mabaya wate waziri kwanira ngo wachitu machoge borabu kwa nego radio kino na Kenya TTC. I hope nabokonya akaboko linga. Is there any plan about that? Karibu sana.
Mbia mwana Eric, waziri na wakwanere igoro y'umurubirio mu bwacu murubirio connect na balimu aba intern teachers ndake na barachi ba confirmed come next year after ba extended for another 1 year bama kuchiko confirmed and they still in about 24,000. Now, in Ambeya Mentre, and still more than the college Chibesa. Is there an assurance in our much more confirmed next year? Was about next year because our number get a comment. Then moment about Mubande and bad avaticality, what are confirmed. And number two, probably Kimotor, which is a bonus recall, what which is about why city because they have crying out and about rock and the Bago to Magakasenga Kentambe. Probably can you answer that machine? Was it?
So Vincent, on that question, yeah, confirmation, we are working towards ensuring that our Wanko Bavare confirmed. We are looking for the resources.
Right.
And as I said, into and harmonize, cover more efficient in our operation, where can we get the resources that are required to go confirm? Because you see, there are two problems. As I said, because of the employment we gave to them, we're able to reduce the student-teacher ratio from 1 to 45 to 1 to 29. And then we do maybe the 16,000 will reduce a little bit. I got to work towards the 1 to 25 international. So the word choice but to have them. So the thing is we have to look for resources go somewhere. I got to confirm this. It is just a question of how do we stagger that process and how do we manage so that you can confirm them anyway. Now, 6 billion, confirm by 20. So we are looking for 23 point something billion for confirm that is being done. There is a team as we speak working with the Treasury and TSC. I know there is a discussion at an advanced stage to ask maybe for a period within which to do the confirmation.
Yes.
We'll still have to employ the 16,000, so we'll make a decision at that point. Employed what terms and conditions, but we cannot employ them as interns because you process. You cannot employ them as interns.
Yes.
So we now have to put our heads together to a solution.
Muno sana tugendete gusanga no muwaziri Julius Migosoga bamubone namange sana kuri ase sector HCM kurende kinse cyeto niwe kikomyoka sana tunyara ko batokogenda kuyasoma okiga bakunyara ko bakubuya amange sana no kuri basorongura gusya kuburinga ngaitoro kigusi in terms of amangana education. I think mu ishima nanyara ko bagakwirendera kinacho komenta ekaroba ko kumanyimana niyo togendete okoreza amatangazo yiga kuri ase University ya Kisii iyo yanyara ko bagatwari bagakoneka nango sanga tori na waziri na niko tore AMS TV station abo ki radio ati abo Kisii Hot TV Etaya TV Kisii TV nabo Getembe TV ntari kureba radio Vuna gati ikindi kinyinge yare togendera gusanga no mu waziri nankire bontu cyane ko batoko shift ya kasinge ncho yo kwanire taro yo muri wensi ya Kenya iyo guchaka litukolia ankyo ekaro tukunyara ko batukorawa no yo minto kora sense ya kabere. I think Matilda nabakunyara ko wotara.
Yes, waziri karibu sana na ila sense mwiga na nikiro tukuliria etaro yo muri wensi ya bwende bokorekana cyangebere cyayitire ekanyara gusukiwa bosio ndake no mara kukondera nikikyagete etayiga egasukiwa bosio na kubongono ekiro bono muri wensi abuchikoja ntofauti ki eranyara kurogana ase gusi kyagera sekero bakorera n'abagendera ku iguru amange atanya guturuka.
Thank you, Matilda. As a better president, yarenge schedule was in about 2 weeks ago. Lakini ikaitilafiana ne program yae ende egasuki motwe. It was just rescheduled, not postponed or cancelled.
Okay.
That's why it's coming tomorrow. So that tuanze koraki tuanze kuligiria amagendero. Etare yago chokusi. Etare yamagendero. Etare yamagendero in the sense that is coming for a development tour.
Yes.
Kuligiria amagendero ari gusi usechi project kire gusi cyakorekanire usika icyekire kiri cyasukire kiri kitarasuka nkebonete gukorwa irinde iki project kiri cyatebete kikorwe kibe take off the ground. Yagocha gocha maambia lituguria Sunday kurusa 9. Egende getangani agocha okora ne bus agocha koena na Shabana. Kera achete before na promised Shabana a bus. Bus ya beire njaru Nairobi rero about an hour ago njeka gaiga bosoko. Yaikire nera agocha koena ne gende getangani as a Shabana. So I promise amegeti ya a bus atimiza kesho itakuwa. Na uliwate la bus teyo na wago chabalike reli naende bararo sinakaleki nero. It's not a toy, it's a bus. That's one. Number 2, in September 2025, aba kusimba chete State House. Ekaraba enda State House bagasaba president bakore bitugete kusi. Ende kamo pasabete ngelinga stadium yeito ya bereke. Kita kire toro Selwe Stadium of international standard. Stadium area kera on a very small plot. Next plot area ASK, agricultural show ASK, agricultural showground or something like that. Agricultural Society of Kenya. So tukagamba n'abantu aba Agricultural Society of Kenya baganjanga a showground ebe moved kurwalia sere erwe Nyatieko, yes. Every Nyatieka so I think about 13 acres. I go over about 5 acres or so.
Yes.
By an so more money kidogo waka chuya get a showground yetu naenda koreki ebenene. So tomorrow ekara area kona ne bus. You will break ground for the construction of the Kisii Stadium. Rescheduled completed by December this year. Right. Already the contractor are on site. HBS were allocated, I think about 900 million to complete stadium. So balbatanga stadium wite na wao cha mabinto bakara basi ko na mpira no ago kidogo running ki ground ko broken so that this stadium makarok yaga
timeline ini sai ni ko boni yabaka December go complete.
It's more than enough, right? Karap tu alo tabanga Talanta yalikuwa ira 60,000 people kwa gachwere betiare abande batebere ngateko ono genda aliro koro gali Ngong Road muri geri mororose Talanta Stadium nero rose takoletik kera tu ringi mabega ali batebere ngateko betiare fo the current madaraka de usem function of the state. It has been done. Kitui, it has been done. The next madaraka day is going to be done in Mwajia. The state of the stadium, it will be ready by that 1st of June. Because this is being done by the military, by the defense. So it will be done, it will be ready. So that is the position. So Maambia, those are the first two things. Agocha okora. Monday morning, agocha wanza korua se ikonge market neroro agocha ko launch. Ikonge market neroro ne wate the resources have been released, have been allocated under housing. Kuruoro, he will talk about the SGR. I think ikonge area SGR atakeru to stage orro. So we'll confirm on Monday SGR na kotek error stay. Kuruoro, he will come down to ende.
But waziri stage ye SGR nero ya talibirera sana. Kuruwa saba na nchi county ya Nyamira. So wait for the president to confirm.
You wait for the president to confirm and maybe please come there. Matewaro na ikirase karakunya kubereza mukunya kudoubt. Bereza mukunya kudoubt mucho. Muligeriyo chapagacho
mwana ichacho.
More usinakoltek. Na inu media mucho because media inu wena to counter check.
Yes.
Don't take what I'm telling you for for it. Check, counter check. Digirilia, get more budget. The drawing, the redesign. Right. Check even the way Montago Tevia, Montago, Dinky, much check and call it Kero. Toga say university to Atel.
Yes.
It will be confirmed it is there. University is being done. Kawanya Ruiz Kurumkoros Kuwait project area 1.4 billion as school 68 chair across Nyamira.
Yes.
One of it no Kwagachi hostel was it dom as Kawanya. So they are doing it right there.
Yes.
At the same time. As Savannah, I think about 1,000. Kurorotoge and Nyamira Comprehensive School as a KMTC, to Nyamira Comprehensive School. I launched to Manyago Chapaka Asa Chakology Parak, Rugaiga Baracho, Kitusu Chache North, Adrin Bogigogi, to Rolequende Market, Roto Mosavete Karachi. The first time I went to Comsoe Market, then to Comsoe Para, Parana, Leonardo Jones Beach, I could ram to Chache North, over 64 kilometers to Mago and Nyakoe. I say, couldn't do another launch of the market. Now, the trip is designed for two things. Go checking even to be a better promised. Maybe a contract, maybe a take off, take off. The end of the public will have an opportunity.
Yes.
Maybe because I've been to be. That is the purpose of the President Gocha, which I say. Actually, Munajitokelezea. When you go to a member of parliament, no wood the Rotenga, Market Paranera, Quamira, Matuka, to the correct. That has been going on in the country. So we'll do all that until Wednesday. Gocha Gocha Paka. As I watch a launch, commission the hostels, actually 840. Maybe when he does, Professor Noarari will ask for something. Go another Kisi Polytechnic. As there are other hostels being done. Go to the Cancer Center, Gadi.
Yes.
Maybe Zahir will say Cancer Center is required. One equipment to mean he'll ask for something else when he's there.
Yes.
These things were asked for at some point. Maybe that there are many things being done, housing Masimba, Toche Technical Training College, Keroka, if there is time. There is also hostels there. They have already broken ground. Nonare Guerrero, contractor Noare once required 340, and then I think about the perimeter wall, like that. The Karava Agocha, for example, the Karakolonchi market. Did I get just behind there? But what the bus? Somebody will say to Konyeba, but you use the opportunity. They thank you for a didn't go out of that directive. Then we understand the process.
Yes.
Directive rule. Bonego entered into the budget. Again, the European MIS. Yes, guess what? As project, just budgeted for a Manago. So we'll do all that on the South Mogrango. To Manakuira Napaka, Egeti, Kenda, Yasunek, as he goes to Koba, Lord, the moment I take a seat, Yasuneka, it can be decommissioned. The commissioning not that I get Karak, Rusio, and gave us an Andega Chinan. Yes. The King Queer carrying Chindega Chink. Yeah? Flying doctors, flying doctors or borderless doctors, and Kupaling or Robert Water, no Montar, to walk. There is a friend of mine here, brother, I had one to attack my lift to go Kijabe Hospital. You are one to Songugai. A company will beating a quick Tumurusia, name ambulance. To Muire Pak Homa Bay, I got to know and or Remolete, Kijab. By the time when ambulance go to Kijab, maybe I go to Homa Bay, kijana because our years trip ya kole jalengo mmetenga a promise ya begetunga kuja kwa gachuru tole airport kisi baka suggest sironga pale sironga gatokere elense ende baka suggest ya sande gose nyangoso a problem kaboro tukateba kera tuachete State House in September 2025 tukateba tukamotebinga tutararose liwirie nene eyenke konye kwira chindenge chidie koira tigera rosigwa enyakoraki enyakobo lioli Nairobi ntobwati Kenyatta Jomo Kenyatta International Airport tukatwara na Wilson so yesune kanjare go stop project inde koraki korosigwa aganjira nagatu toyerosi enyakonya ere 900 on 1100 meters 1.1 kilometers it can take some for 50h it can take some good ndege chikubolia abantu up to maybe even 37 can do the work so that tunyo ali kwende kwa so will be there I launch and then we abantu out yanga gending kale nkeyo buna potambe bona rinero ndo bacho robali gero sige gending kale nkero seligo so there are many projects in terms of roads the project I want to check at currently it's 267 kilometers. Right. That has never happened in Gizi. 267. Some constituencies have 64, others have 75, others have none because they have Antuari Kubuli and the Balenkawa correct. Bakubuli with the Kirimovo on the table. Mabulige again. Elected leaders and everybody else. It's 267. Go to Tolo check affordable housing. Affordable housing, Chire Gagusi, Yamira and Kisi, Chire at the total cost of 33 billion. That's a lot of money. I want to go, we check here, and within this time, for example, a prison area, 15, it's on 15 acres. To suggest the prison here moved to Kiasa area area 600 acres chire. Nyantorago by 50 acres. Yaga chuo. Yega get town baga affordable housing. What does that do? It means we will have a project in town, the affordable housing, and another project in Nyantorago, Ikorosi prison. Okoros prison ekaro kumuvu abantu bali bakolenda basibwa wikamuba gachire school wikamuba gachire nyakitali wikamuba gachire nyumba bakoraki bakomenya abantu bali gali wikabero renda ndaga prisoners ebara abantu bali boarding it's a boarding school ne weta abantu bando batanga kimo dole prison diga abantu bache kutuita prisoners ebale a boarding school basikire so mbali ko chakosoka ba korekeni gyonse and they come from all over so it is an added advantage abantu batanga parate yenda pako kateba that is very good gere parate ko thiki we get correct rosibu elinde chika chiko so sometimes ekara abantu betu bako argue nitakire gakitwatwara kidogo tu, you know, kimafikiria tu kidogo. So we'll have a project there that will bring abantu wali equal, and it will bring life to that space. We get supermarket table, we can something cover. So that is another thing that is being done. Yes. It's the same thing here stadium. The stadium make expanded. I didn't go narongu chukwaga kwa show. Even to be so there are two projects. They become like two projects in one. Right. Yeah. So these other things to kidogo very personal, very emotions, very maybe spirit. I don't know. But development. Yes. Development is clear about what is happening.
Waziri, I want to bring in my colleagues about the President Ouattara, but Maboli Averoka Kurwa Sende. His Excellency William Ruto promised that Mogonga Rio Kingdom Magenche Road could be complete. To date, it has not. na what the plan in the ons if you privy to that. Alafu na kubolinga, are we receiving enough no as compared to other regions and compared to the other side of the Nyanza? Lo Nyanza katangu muraya go choro uigore project complete. Oendera kwa giruchinse oyakoro ku makoli ogega. Andra whichinse katanga ntu agocha ko launch. So no mugusi to receive enough kuro as president as compared to one to kuro as since muchind.
It is true is coming to launch others, and others is coming to commission Njiri complete. Njiro one of Keroka, I think the hospital Yavere, it's complete.
Yes.
It will be commissioned. You can't tell him that wait until it is finished. So turaganya goru chingangu mistolege twaro kumobodi keanse. Never as the process you project ogaraki kwanza. Gara pia very presidential directive ever designed every course budget. So the earlier you ask for it, the sooner it would be completed. And we cover and we able to follow. I have the list here.
Yes.
Age para at various stages.
Yes.
I will leave this with you.
Yes.
So that you can be able to answer that gentleman. They are all here.
Yes.
Age para no chireka 267 at various stages of completion. Echinde chiairi, echinde chiasete, echinde chirase plan. Unawono when we were there, we asked them ipare yeto ya kuru Kaplong. Paka Isbania. Because the Roskur Kaplong Songo Isbania, to the double tekotokon. We want a complete, a comprehensive thing. So whatever it can be done. But we need to design. We can research, ever designed, wapime, wamanya bantu bali ngabacho kwa compensated, and it starts from somewhere. Yamanya gochakawa in reality. So if we were there in September 2025, the budget seko konyora yakori yarosi. So pari iteko to gera seba budget. So munta ute na rata ngamtu ajite state house to kasabe para pari itera akora. If it is that day the thing pari inejaga, it is in the process yo kubekwa as a system ya serikali egere yagacho. Because a system ya serikali telling a system yao ya nyumba. Right. Nyumba mwetu na munta otenga tukule sukari rero. By sasta kwa kodri. A system ya serikali tilio kwa that way. It goes through a long process, treasury, planning, all that design and everything else. So nchiro rochire complete, nchiro rochiko chawanza, na nendo tutahitaji na ndumuboli ebinde. Ebi wancha kutebi ate unaona school there are many that are completed. Yeah? Yes, like that.
Waziri nende wana totikara sensemi yuko ya mangarangete siasa netara yomure kwense. Katokuli kurosa rongo wa usim bali tayari abantu matari kumarigani na nende mbali nsemi ndi batari asale. Torera abantu bako tebense serikali buna ebara sensemi yomure yubensa singe chopage ndrete kama. Imadoza no ganda kama sensema yao. And then another question is wakwane de chinse mogete na ka chinse monchiro wakunira na acha ende chinse monchiri check to cha north na acha ende south mugrango na ati chinse mochinya libali aso kuligo de kombara ikibali ko chinse mechu wakwanira probably onyara go no view as some body you
is not coming to asabara ibalwa kum support boka ekera this development ichiri cha mwananchi ichiri cha barai na mwananchi no mwananchi okay Kenya. All that we are saying is barai batakire batoko egera basa vera abantu babo. For example nyo muraita mwanchiti omurayo yo tajeti William Ruto kurwe constituency yaye na bwata abantu banjiti William Ruto na bwata abantu otokoleteki development iliyegocha igochera abantu bose. Ekera cancer center yaro setuga kutebere se constituency ya Zaire uyo support the president. Nawe nyali bali chachibuka bagocha kwendo no abanyali bali chachibuka kwendo mbaye bali batamu anchiti Ruto na nembara bakalete. So leaders mbatakiri ko teba ngantulu gusaba development dikera project unaumiza watu yako kwa sababu watu ni wote pare gara korosi weka kiro mondo wake weto ande na aro ndazi mtandao ni bindebi maswali ya mmoja kubolia bantu bare ga bagendete kunya ku kurwania abaheshimiwa bare elected abantu bayikira pakasi batenga uziga antu bwate kusina bahindi ngabona muhindi to kwenda koba na Kenya ga constitution ya tebeka role Kenyan you are entitled to run and you can be elected anywhere and tell guy guka umeru mbaro ogere mbaro kosti mbagole mbaro ekaro mheshimiwa buno yale trama yandero jali bari wagachire tutebe ibeno KMTC
mheshimiwa Zaire
ibeno KMTC acha ko yebukoli ayiro bwindi bantu bakagenda kurwari wor
abanyari ba
so tiga to ale kidogo tu yani to ligeririe bintu na bimene to koraki koba because development is not clan based ekara to ale Kapsabet girls ne president 3 or 4 weeks ago the student you kwane to rekara ko akora president vote of thanks mumma de mana kioleng musi kurugu Eve, I think Eve somebody, Nyabuke or somebody, and she spoke very well. Now imagine if as a minister of education, Ntebenga Kapsabet girls here nandi, tingo ya bese, yangekereri. Children in the country go to every school across. So as we are supporting Kerry, we support the others. Because you don't know as a school man how to it's the same thing with development. Right. So we can say, "Kono tebenga anchibanda utinko endoro tinwachira na borobu." No, the president ne rebato moyu, ne rebato mogati. The law allows him to do a presidential directive. We want this to be done. We have factored into the budget. No matter you are not going there. Right. The people elected you. Was sent you was a minister. You are there to across the country. So I want us to think development. Siasa ni chichi, ndiri ande gochira, ndi siasa ku last 5 years, inde ya correct. Ni chichi. Every year serikali inapata budget. Right. This year I thought 23 budget is it 4.3 or 4.4 trillion? Yeah, I think 4.3. Yeah, 4.3. This year. Yeah. Oma odanga singa intutanjite serikali yeyu tutagete the 4.3 trillion. Somebody else will use it, isn't it? Yeah. So you have to go there, negotiate, argue which protect. Yes. That's what leadership is about. Right. That's what development is about. In any event, mundote yore in leadership elected. We expected abantu bonse pimba watch. Lakini at the same time abantu bonse pimba waraki ba kwa. Nini ndudu abodi chukura matuka mangu tanya ku abantu mbara about kweka. Tanya kuruo zero. Yeri noti nga bonse pimba kwa ngo konyorole chokoyo rakiri jake. So what I'm trying to say is development like the president is coming for development. Not just siasa. Ene karago cha siasa mmetu nako unako tindara muntu wocha ko manage biega I must do it because I've seen what he does. We were here before in 2021 2022 ko kara siasa so siasa ni chike ga dinero li kesi ya jitra soka mwenye bono siasa yako yazi tumayo kwa siasa lakini asabono iga this 4.2 trillion actually the other financial year 26-27 there otonyore to travel so moto ko tebanga only there for this time it is okay. It is okay because the development will be there in any event. As the serikali comes to power on a manifesto. All right. Nera tu au ne tu promise ngan koleta tuliki aka to cho sa chukura e moja de bi ke moto te beti murako to konyo ra 70%. 70% three exceeding expectation. Was a meeting expectation. So we will not be below expectation. That one I'm sure about. Ekera tokode fertilizer. Fertilizer katokote yaringe 6,000, 7,500. Right now is 2,500. All of us, very farmers. According to simia, yao tenga your fertilizer ya chire kenda ukolaki kenda bu. It's a fact. And because of that, mavuna kodriki achire go. And the gigasha. NHIF only had 3 million subscribers. How many? 3 million. It means only 3 million people were covered by insurance. Abandon baro roba what the private insurance. Una aba waziria mawakili mu what the private insurance. Meaning the rest of the Kenyans, close to 40 million, did not have insurance cover. One way I create 30 million, but what the cover? Even if that cover is weak, it is still a cover. It's still an insurance cover. Keroko na nyangitali wakara kwa wadu. Abantu wakume kerere ngasha atile koragasi mbaliba pa buate insurance ya bere either private or NHIF. Omuntu oliko nyoto kwa kindipi. Onyo insurance kumaka nirekara jiri nyagitali. Ote donde kana kwa ateneza mwatenga kendengero koragasi.
But waziri tuarodi raba
kwa road engine mbate my experience. Maybe one did not work because even systems fail. Yeah, even systems fail. Maybe one, but that doesn't mean it's not working.
Right.
Yeah, because it is working. There are people going to hospitals and they are being treated. In fact, nyakita alinkoli kachira maruwe jata wangangi chube sito mara koraki mara to akan chube sirwa sabotara akanwa barua litewa. Yes, it means it is working. In fact, the minute they sing a death yabanero, it means somebody it means they've treated somebody without being paid. So it is working. Tochi chipara. We came to Kanyora chipara. Chikwa mete. Easiest ndago tebi agaro understand no ya ngong susu. Ngong susu wa. Ibimi akerenga ya renge etenine. 5 years. Chikiro mitereng isatu. Chatigarete. Efungwe. Ekara tuacha tukanyora budget ko support. But according to the securitization. Securitization ekareta 175 billion shillings. It means ekanyora 90% of the roads because of amounts less than 50 million, which added up to 175 billion. Chibesi chia kanero, chipara chiche guiru. Sikuisi kira soko kendo konyori parane enderte kwa gacho. Limo ateba ngo min mausa mit tiyo. Ogendo robo no igabanto bang number bachete kwere state house abantu batite bareli badete bira kitambiro. Mo ateba no ne will baro tekola tiyo. It is not true. It is being done.
Waziri
SGR
just a minute waziri leader singencho kind of limit yake go to tale ya gusi.
No, I'm giving an example because kuna chipara when we are talking about roads.
Yes.
We are not just talking about Kisii roads. I've told you in Kisii there are 267 kilometers of roads, and I'll give you the list. It is
fair enough, Waziri. Bono ekeroko, just to pick it up from us as a liborio, my colleague Koboligore regional balancing. Now ngachira singenche biro bwatani to mabori atatu ase okobwatania. A fair observation, Waziri. Mnaboneta ale yombra igwense gochakara litukori ankyo. Ekero koligereria chinse magocha gutara nibinta ko igorera. Andaka abantu kurikize mu kindi na bale iranane nga kibono ntuga machukorange gato eteria. Of course practically te kunyarikana ata alikinse mu jonsi kusi yase ikarekeka. Lakini for fairness kero kurieri what will be doing in North Mugrango, West Mugrango, Nyaliba ali Masaba partner politically na compared na mnabono kituto cha South ata wecha ko inspect chiro ya Nyakwe you already actually ya very under construction na gokwanira abantu Okoligeria seven abono bomachoge borabu the same thing apart from maybe commissioning Kenya electricity substation. Lakini okoligeria the kind of projects that we launch in seven South Mogrango, North Mogrango, Nyaribari Chacha and the rest. Awande no bako machikorana bone serikali we really part of it na libodi tangani waziri Elian Kabere. Gatie mirobeli abocha ko digere commission and launching ngamona mangana yechichiro morobeli serikali ko na economic stimulus program mnaboni chiro ya nyakoe amoni chinde in terms of utility yechi project and the impact as mwananchi timete serikali ko digere yere ntabune ke ko gara assessment ye itoto akore chichire chinyige chaga chiro sorongorwa gusi percentage ne yaba onjeri mbali go chitumeka. Can look at the chiro for example ya daraja mbili even in Nyakoe nyene most of them have been reduced to Kobachisto. So in terms of really economic stimulus muna a program where is it changing the matrix then asengi njutayari kwenye wakwani waziri goro ya siasa beke mo lakini ndara beke lyo ekero kudigiria a project mune ya cancer center ya gocha kwenye rokobaga kudigiria liboli ya gatatu na Gusi Stadium for example ngomu gweka no a cancer center asa serikali area itete it is on recording that there was a loan agreement between National Treasury amon Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa in Seyomo Governor Olengo Ongwae to a tune of about 977 million. Na one serikali ntabe getichibe also as a murobeli yirinde cancer center inyara ko bagekora liborio omotegereri no murigereria kweboria serikali ni bwatu murobeli kulingoria okobwate ne kurwa so mwaka yo mugukia so yonde elinde minimize wastage is the same thing in Busi Stadium ikagere stadium ya raro sigwe yatagurwa na ndabono gotagurwere ne ndero sigwe regardless it doesn't matter who did what, whether it's the county government or the national government. Serikali meant to work in harmony and unity. Is there a plan you're ensuring that there is no wastage at any level by initiating projects comprehensively and back home area? Last level city. Bono ngoli tuli bodi ya siasa waziri. Waziri bagote banga egio toge isekuroche kegote ibinge mamba ne ruarete. Nabo kwegena ya mamba ne ruarete kegera tomanyitiroche egio toge kemanyitiroche. Mutangani oyu ko RTV randi ko karanserte. Igagote banga ewiri baro ya wachokire. Ebintu bigo iteka ko Nairobi ko bigo cyangwa gusiga n'amatori. Ikigaragara mu gusi bege namangana kigaro berero cha mune mama.
Karibu sana waziri.
A very interesting analogy. First, analogy gyodone mamba. Mambe timedinga ningo ose no lio rueto ose na rigioto none of those already know on the bottom rigioto kene koletek ose mambe ne koletek. So now it will depend on who you want to believe. Na inche do rongo teyunga we are now coming ukoronga will barete koletek because there are things we are doing. We have carried some things and they have reached. A bus ya rule Nairobi, ya goreki, ya ikira. Onye wilbaro jabo chogete, ananga ya tuwaiko somewhere Narok. A university, ya kwa meteko 2012, yiko nyole kere aro ratara aerosity, to aerosity no yakoreki, no air. So it has not dropped. Chikwende whatever market, they exist. Whether they are being used or not, the fact is that they exist. The usage is a different story which we need to research. Social scientists probably need to do something, but find out. Kwagachire nyumbengia italigotua. Inkyota kertoko vera seriego gotua. because customers, if that is the case, what can we do? That's a different story. Because the reason why cheap market is saying in Jonga, abangana bako ni bintu asemu gaso bawa nyumba cy'ubusabi bawa tyasbako rabana babo abako bonke abane kara mwana roro so mungino rubatu manoko ni bindibia. So we decided to do a decent place as kolera ebiasara. If they are not being used, to find out there is a different thing, which is a different problem, which again is saying we can now to find out the problem is our job. Here the next time we do not repeat. Thank you. Now, all money comes from government. Ekere stadium ya Rosiu ya Tagoiru now whereas the reason that was not a stadium ya of international standard. It hosting on maybe when we are doing international games, they come allowed to co-host, some teams. Serikali ya jiri ata vile katoro sibono stadium eroboro buronge. The disadvantage of the cost-benefit analysis, what we are losing vis-a-vis what we will get overrides that. That's what we are doing. The loans that we are talking about, the cancer center, for example.
Yes.
Yes, you've taken maybe, did you say 900 million? I don't know how much.
It was, I think it was
yes.
977 million.
977 million. Did it finish it? Yeah, called the cancer center narrow.
No,
did we build on top of it? So, a project here already required. Maybe there's a problem here, mismanagement or theft or whatever.
Right.
The government cannot say, because we are not going to do it. Because the government's job is to offer services to the public. So we need the cancer center. It has to be done. A issue which can be dealt with as a secondary issue. Who took what we didn't do, what we were supposed to do to reduce wastage in future. So what I'm just trying to say is that it is one government and we don't like that wastage. The government has a system you go track, but once I can't tell you the genesis or the conclusion or even whether the money was taken, because sometimes the agreement lakini kwa nyoranga mbara confirm or mbara kora all the things chatakero kolwegere eloni yebe facilitated. For example, when we came to the office, kingonya korire recap memos documents nganyore program neroro ya Hungary ya bumachoge bumachoge borabu ase amacha atakere kwa gacho mukubo water project. Almost 10 million euro. It hadn't got us at an advanced stage. Nobody followed it, the cover dropped. So we were able, Eric, my colleague at Water, to revive that process.
Yes.
Right now, it is being followed. So sometimes you could even to follow. Like now, that loan you are saying, it might have been signed initially, but nothing has been done, or it has never been received because certain things were not done. So that's what is happening as these things. And we, the difference between this government and any other previous government that we've had is the bigness of the dreams Chair William Ruto, who is the president, and his courage to do things that seemingly look impossible. Why are you doing this? Like we are cleaning Nairobi River, something that has never been done. But in the West, they are calling. But Nairobi River, we come and record even the guy gas. So the things we are doing even in Kisii here, even even relocating the prison. I mean, nobody has ever thought in a to relocate the prison. I did a prison near Korea town. In Kitoko, a town that we enjoy now and no Bali or Rombako, which can't kido. So what I'm trying to say is, we are now doing things and people are innovative. The last one is the infrastructure fund. 5 trillion. Which once a cohera, we will have our own money or college project cheat. Many people didn't believe that it can be done. So we'll benefiting from it as we see. NSSF, same thing, because we were paying the same amount. I think maybe 200,000, we are paying 1,700. Abangina wakana, 5,000, wakana 500. We changed that so that we can save more, and it is happening. We see gaiga, even if we are going to launch, projects in various constituencies. I have told you, most of them, we were in State House in September 2025. Some people didn't come. Those ones who were there, yes. So the ones that have not been done, we now need to more. That's why we are going to the market. We want somebody to stand, and we have identified south, so that he can make a recommendation in the project.
Why is it that Mujumbe Wenseme Itawe Savera?
Mujumbe Bono Iratoka Monday Mujumbe is independent as a man, independent. What do you do? That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
There's a lot more that goes into these things.
Yes.
Yes. Ndagiriri sometimes tiruisa na bana ba bonse. Pero etokenga mwana lunch kare yaro sigo abana barengo saba batatomba korete. Abasaba mbata benga ndagiriri gatutugirimo uyo tayo chakuli marwa banenditisa ini. They will eat. So you need to be there so that nayo koreki. That's why not having leaders elected to support the community, because the community, as you are speaking there, so you support, you don't stay away, so that we can do these things. Yes. I know the argument or wrong aquí. Taxpayers and gave it the are very distributed fairly. But that's not the reality, because in Bisaini, correct? On the table. That's why it is important to any cabinet minister aseme sekara tanga school gate neta kereo konyo atina tebanga nyambalia nibuate ehole yakwamire for so long ita gire 105 million yibike na rubakolaki on that table. Nobody is going to talk about them.
So I must be there.
Yani, you will get, but to push for it, you have to be there. You have to follow. Ask volume on the West. You have to follow. We go the interest you make sure I'm on Tara. I tell you, Garambaro, Robert, my to all these years, when you're in the chachire, as I can maybe Monte. So let us agree. I can't talk or I'm again.
Yamuno sana waziri singing chef bironga nchire mboli amabodi yaberega makwa baminto DKMM keroto shinya ko gukora arayo batanga bakora imemo ku machoga ba affordable housing banyana ko bakogoma wese bakoye murungani yo takanwa. And also he goes on kubolinga, why is it that Orongoro Sikisi na Nyamira affordable houses in Chiraba complete na kuba launched as like other areas kuna Nairobi na Nyelu Nyanza chanya ko bachiko iburundi y'abantu bamenyete. Number 2 aroli kubuli about transfer of teachers atanga bagwato boba saba asaba abarimu bagotuma especially abaswati chinsemo chiri kitabuati fear of umurembe. What do you comment about that?
Okay. Teankwa ndirama affordable housing. You know, affordable housing emanated Korea say levy. Housing levy. When you read.
Yes.
Many people bakairwa nimba etaget. Kusi was one of them. Kusi, we did not want affordable housing. And I remember the president kept on saying, Kusi needs affordable housing Kobwa Kenya Engima because it was squeezed to take those houses. So we came late to accept affordable housing. That's why I thought we have lagged behind. So he proceeded to Garamaya. That's why we have lagged behind.
Yes.
But we will catch up. Better late than never. We will catch up. The other one of the transfer you know, when you sign the letter of employment, it says you can work, can work anywhere. So what we normally do,
yes,
it's all the time when you across the country, near secure. Recently, a character science fair, a ministry, a school, we were doing it in Garissa. 2 weeks before that, nganza kureceive jisi minga Garissa era and safe Rusie program hiyo reru asanga karangelea abantu 20 nkabuli is Garissa more unsafe than anywhere else. When the Garissa very unsafe, continue with ensure security Nero. We did that fair. Egaheta via abana bakarua kromonta kafla abana mbaro batanya kwenda Garissa batamait bakabanda babulinga abantu bali bulinga Garissa ne desert kwenye mokote batote bunabiri. So it is important for people kumanyanga ki astay wa Kenya wetu batakole tiki batamenyeti. So again to kero ngelinga se kere problem yako we ensure nga security nero just across the country. But where there is a clear fear or clear indication, a system nero roti esiego tumia kuba support.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe Matilda, one question and then one so that we end up pressing in churches.
Lakini hatoka na witra safety system wachida the very system chibwana tawakonya nande palibonga nande chifese cha witra safety system wachida anda ke serikali na kira chikone kibuna kero mu rubiro wasekero toko genda the digital way bado resources nko batire kumkobe kochirebia na bwo asense mo yende ukanire kuna okogenda chisabali chokogenda state house andake buna kogenda kubwati amagenda ose wesabira amagenda aiga andake don't you think nga igati yabara ebuna bono ababunge bachorire batari kogenda state house chinsemo cyabongo tigara chire magenda ndena kiserikali ranyara kwene kimuna balancing neraro na sinsemo yende noligetie ose norobiriti ko koremeremo nabarai bale gusi andake abukuna boniga tukane nonyo mwaziri bachiseme mukuru usaba waziri babere bachiseme abukuru bonzi andake at end point nonyale witawa gokoribera mo dabaravu
about this one I got I might
forget. Okay. Let me answer the one of e-citizen EGP. Eventually, we move to the electronic system. And in any system, we go to challenges. I know you are talking about e-citizen, 6.3 billion withdrawn. That is an investigation going on kwenye e-citizen yetaraba owned na serikali. It is when this administration came to power that we moved the e-citizen from private hands to be owned now by the government and be controlled by the government. So that's a separate thing. But since the e-citizen platform was created, Initially, it had only 300 services. And it used to collect, I think, about 30 or so million shillings. We are now at over 22,000 services, as we are collecting close over 1 billion shillings a day.
Yes.
So it's a much better system compared to manual, notwithstanding the challenges. And as you use the system, you continue to protect, work on it. Protect now. Even now with AI, you are very easy to manage. I think this is why leaders one of the most important things no united so that we are able to develop the county or yes. We will work with anybody who wants to work with us of like mind. Again, nekero mundao tenga aiga sole tori nyomba karuororo injuto kolega sia uchiro chimata unaona ndimu waziri wa serikali umeondenga serikali ya William Ruto nende karuo injuga igatuganya serikali ngocho kubaleta jibuno muntu bwato bongo najete skuru ikitingokora ikiagara tokora areta kera nona tindu chiande kara kwa let's negotiate at that point kin bono iga to kondusia sengolete yes kera nindoche the advantages onyanta lengo bisigari nanga ting upgrade chiskuru 9 from 1963 chiskuru inyajalinga national schools in 1 year I've upgraded 9 to make 13 so nonya kwa lengoro jitindo jinga madunu na kolete na lengo ya ayora jondeter kanda koraki da vera I am a student of history ne lawyer don't make a decision based on evidence ekarankurigiri evidence yane past present nanyira abantu baburire birogo na bagusiba itu baburire birogo ebibinene mkorenge nimwe tenganya na burire kero acha korte gasi na Kenyatta he was the most powerful provincial commissioner of Kenyatta acha kabi minister paka minister of finance akatena chikura akabua akatwara epatiaye hatwara wa mbiba paka abande balingi paka usentaita hatwara chibeshaye akatena chikura kabiri abagusitu gasoma igaya twensi tado muamuruji state house ask yourself why Mheshimiwa the late Raila may his soul rest in peace. He tried 25 years. Are very well known. The last one year was supported by everybody in the government. Pakama chika kachinchu, pakirikintu kakorwa, pakama tera kachinchu. Agatema kiri ngotama hetere la Kenya 5 times okomenta ya AU maybe 6 times now the president that's over 25 years so inchemon mweke yega rangorengeri wango bwana no mundo lio kumu support ekarale mkubwa Kenya akabu anasa poti montonde ekerali siku abu image ya eno nyensobo ngakiko chikoba nonye mwabo nyomba ngakiko chikoba so there are many questions that I ask myself ntara make a decision and I think mwera bule maswali moko genda busaye kwara bule swali ikirindi kirabai yes kakira egere kwa balance kidogo I'm not saying muntu akora tabuli kidogo Waninchi na bodi na azite kubodi 2007. Saa zingine ya leo ikachinza mune chikonya na zibiri ngende hall wachikontangaza. Isi miacha turacha karati kidogo. Karati kidogo. Vitu yako. So chukura talike dokere rahisi. Iko tingwanje kiara wana nijenda za serikali kuruzia. Tingwanje kubulia abantu baito. Mbatebi ngatika tugende umugoyo. Asenruchi gezunte kidogo. In any event, ndora tuara candidates. Tell you. Etubwata abantu bashoire interest. Ekarage abantu baje kuba candidates. Tokore assessment, tokora serious debate, tochiga. Mtatene na. Tell you. Atutebi vision yae, atutebi manifesto yae. Tell you. Tentumego tebya abantu tugenda aturujo umuntu nabwata amaono. Tinkuru ase umuntu njete school. Nimukibusa yo ngabono diga igangoretheki. Correct. Tigantigara ni ndigara njibweka. Igo we have to have same ideas.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Thank you so much, Waziri. Yes, asenge ncho chin sangu manyigono mu director na chaminyo kire. In 30 seconds kindly gara waziri ya nyore chinga ki arigani mu gusiya setari mu rebense karotokora.
Bya sana waziri to chukura linda senge ncheze chiachire. Amangana yonsi okoya kwana okobora se serikali, that's the first question. Number 2, ingikere ko wasomo gusiri ko nyara ko na kena ngotwara barobo ambuwate abatabwati ayino mugusi ngiro je kwenta ko korwa inde batwara amate ko pesa geyemo uno mugusi ko nyara ko sirana. And number 3, the very last question, ngumu atamete ko ligikere kana oyo ko rumu waziri machogu boniga obo waziri ngo katurenga kibone bunge ko buna kirento ko buno oyesko uroche naende no ira namurike kero cyo governor na machogu kam 2027.
Waziri wataniti bodi because of the numbers kero ko ligereria chikura umusiga William Ruto anyo altasoro cyo yibone na gwetete kura soro ko busi kisi na Nyamira. Kisi is around 135,000, Nyamira around 60 something thousand. Chigoja around 198,000.
233.
In 2022.
233.
Ekero oko ligereria nechinga kechi muna siasa ya gusiere moving forward to 2027 chikule ekyo munyale kuchinyora for William Ruto. Then number 2, ukoligereria omubaro w'abantu batagete kura kurwa sorongo rwa gusi. In the Kisii County, we are talking about over 200,000. Ukoligereria Nyamira against the registered voters, we are talking about 150,000 batagete chikura kurwa sorongo rwa gusi. Wono igamuna bali mutangane tegesa kwa soko ligeria umusika William Samoei Ruto chikura. Are you concerned muna omubaro munene bw'aba gusi bali bwesoke wake kura nende nkimuligete kokorera ndego nchureria ebicheyo?
Karibu sana.
Right. So kwamboli liswali lia waseninche tubwatara na machogu na chikura.
Yeah.
First of all, even the bingo kwana onye kwantegera the 2022 was the 2021 karatu aleo campaign. I said the same things. Kabate binaligere manifesto ya Kenya Kwanza yondojinge manifesto inawewa tukonya. I was speaking the same way. I have not changed, and I've been to a very proved right. But to arenga bagatu aleo tangi gende kana turu chikera para konya ba turu chi what is happening. So I'm not speaking like this as saying enjonda as a serikali. Ni ndwa as a serikali rero. I say the same things. Tingo tebanga ingabona nga saying enjonda sokire ebintu byasalikire uzewi baro yawe choke. That's not, it's not true. It cannot be right.
All right.
We come at all times. Also maybe 70% of the time. Maybe you can't be 100%, again 70% of the time. So I'm saying this because I believe in the philosophy of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda for this country, including the fact na rotogocha ku move paka third world, first world during our lifetime.
Yes.
It is possible because it has been done elsewhere. Njuma zina somete Kenya anga sompaka ngumbu. Ekana liko na krasi ime na basongo. We could debate the same things. Lakini baroba ku first world, ku third world. Tama kubule mandabo no ngiba kala tek kiba to wait. So if we come together to do the things when we can move to first world.
Right.
There's no question about it.
Right.
Umaite kanaro lenge president Kenya ga olikoro kunga Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. Alo tabanga siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya. It is true. That time mnalo Kenya ko understand. Bona understanding of politics dictates kira almost kirege. So kero ukora siasa irembe maisha yako itakuwa mbaya because labda utaleta maendeleo kweli. The votes that we got, I believe strongly that this time in 2027 we will probably double those votes for William Ruto as a team. Ekiara dijonye tualingi siku. Tualiko mnyokiwa. William Ruto na alitambaja stuale ngerero endege ya algoje kara algoje kigogi ukani unata kolandi oriki arne school instructions jurule nga alandi orro policeman yata no yomo kali deputy president ya Kenya ono ake karari president na abantu bali mospi pale ko como fight that time now bara this time bara outside which pathway up. I can't see.
Then we didn't have someone having interest Kurugusi.
You know, I've explained to you to be a student of history. You can have an interest. Right. There's no problem. But to get to that place, analysis will be done. Now, so we'll talk, we'll debate. Now the again we'll talk.
Yes.
Pathway. Yes. Kayiring kaitogo. Togo. Onye ne chikura tota to chuko kara negotiation na chirocho. That's a different thing. So tobe frank na bantu. Tobe ngaki kado cha moto nyore chikabire to chuko negotiate kendo mapema. Lakini tali kubumbasa watu atu unaenda mahali fulani. You know, I'm Minister for Education. I can talk on the transition year grade 9 to grade 10. Tukaramwa, clueless, bandamba manyeti, abana ngakipata warabe ko school boronge, and we are cleaning the mess of these people.
Right.
Kome nganyaro opposition luminary kuligire message nga waziri unafanya kazi mzuri, niko na NIS. Hebu nisaidie aende shule fulani. Ngino kuwa ile skulu hiyo nya school hapana wakore. Onye system ya fail. It is not true. So ulimombo kwa lethaki imbororo. So going forward.
Yes.
Tokore siasa yekene tunabagusi. Kero musino muntu mungai. Nende manyega. Vincent.
Yes.
Omugusi are everywhere. Into tore everywhere. Okay, and the Tana River, the Secretary General ya Kupet, Musi. Okay, and the Lam, Musi, Paror. Okay, and Asana, the Kapsabit, Musi, Trukan, and Ausi, Paror. Everywhere we are there. It's a Ketoro Shubo, Sana Vantobo, yes, Navantobon. Those who are soliciting a one into it will be the guy to what take into your you have to negotiate mutual team. Right. It's the same thing we have to do as a community. What is our interest as a community? I can interest without these differences.
Right.
Get on to our rule, difference, clan. Well, I run you with the clan, moment, sub clan. Moment of the month to sub clan. more constituency mayema yakoreta a bit of a problem. So toigwane ngaki tunaba gusi tokore gasi yamo tubwaterane tokonya abantu baitu toleta magendero because you can remain very far behind. Na bali ndoko soma terubu na korobogere for a long time mekaraba bwate that opposition politics mbanyo ndete magendero ekaraba so broad based naliba tenga tumeona maendeleo ya ukweli para chikorosiwe and all that stadium chikorosiwe airport ya rosiwe and all that they can see when you twist the politics unego benefit yaba abantu. It may not be the ideal situation but it is the reality like gregira ground. So tu natura cho visional leaders we got to tell abantu wete kana ki ndote kubairase oro sana muno tote montong ganya 2027 umwana uri kwenda klasi grade 10 motei ganya wano 2027 no jawa so grade 10 2027 kar grade 9. All right, we kaso ebono mogendere ko move toward that. All right.
Was it just the last question? Yes. On your own view ingoromo na ngombo kusi
what is that?
Yeah, who is the spokesman? Are you the spokesman?
What is that?
Kwana kwa niaba ya mugusia kara muko negotiate.
Akira kwana kwa niaba ya mugusia kara mugusia atali amago tayinga yando kwa negende. You must first ensure that you have the support ya bantu boss. Naenda kwa monogeribu mugusi. It is not something ukwebeke. Negintu gikocha naturally. Yani community leadership comes naturally. Abantu grafted towards you naturally. Bonsi. Taliba bwate division. Ekara konyora anytime konyora nga bonsi mbago support. Bono totebe injury njak. Ekara ba kwano muntu kuburi alizwa. Everybody knows ngabana bakarde. Lakini bakwano muntu question igomba bakora teki bai tonye elders babatala ega guru sigisi gara kwana barangiri mugutana yuka bono gaiga bono geria torangiri bono geria torangiri ngotoju mugutana you call us because you see we can with that respect because you cannot buy it. Right, you cannot buy rangiri bantu bakega whatever. It has to be something. It has to grow. All right. No. Okay. I'm not. The day they come on its own.
So you want to say on view what monographs?
No, my view, you know, I'm a government leader.
All right.
So I'm championing the development here from government.
All right.
That is enough.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Eno Waziri Julius Migosio wambwa nyaraka wakago sangamo na intweda kini nga nchira sika kiga mwanyide kaibire wasisato nyaraka wakago kwana no mugusia senchira bene waziri kwa niaba ya bali bonse bakoligerete because I'm sure this last interview okora before mara igwensa nyaraka wakago cha sorongora usi ankyo nkira nyaraka wakago timu usibwensi asabeta yole gusi kisi ya Nyamira wegona mbali bara nyaraka wakago bwatia development toy mara igwensa kwa chinsema
Biamono Eric, Biamono Matilda, Nyacha and Vincent for the invitation. And I thought they were usiwa mintunga une president ya Kenya gocha gusi. Iga gocha une president ya Singima. Toso ke, tomo welcome buya, tomo shagrie buya. Mpokong bonde tubuate kiane president ya ito, tomo tebi. Kia rato eso, solution. Njenda ito kuba sawanga moche. Mubasa como una partisan una monto okando ne represent tu ne error igabon so moche to beamo to buaterane to buatichi program ichos project ichos chiachire elinde elio na chirichinde torata katomente tumubuli atomente na komenta nayo injengo basabanga mwanche tokole gasiamo una bagusi bonsi elinde elio tonyarkoreta magendero asegusi icha konya abana baitu mmetino na abana tubwate emiaka igenderete kogenda so ntoko batereninga ganya ebintu gete biche kwa happen biche kwa kana gere tumanya kubasukia so asinga inju yayo ebintu bitokora byonse amagendera yonse tugusaba egasi yonse oro tokora ase eng'encho ntwanchete abanto baitu erinde naende ntwanchete kubasabera ebinto erinde eri abanto baitu bakoreki banyore ebinto byabo batakere gotwara. So nche nkobasaba ng'a moche na amani tokore welcome buya omogeni gagokora naende tumwakere kwari mbuya mono naende tumuinvite ng'a achakoreki acherane naende togenderera gokora egasi eyio. Na egasi eye tokora nere mogocha gotumia komaki ng'aki omo president otu achorete ebinto biria atotebete nakorete ebanda atotebeti ng'okonyare nakonyete amagendera atete nkoretare naretete moche motware chingaki chiino chiokoboria amaswali eyio na komaki kera nonye na amang'ana a siasa chikorwa na echieno inu morachoromora omorai na nyasaye nere nakorete ki naro ngokonyare baria abangete gokonya. So egento nkobasaba ng'a tobe amo twanchane nonye ekero tokwana ase amang'ana ya amagenderero twakwana na omonwa oyomo ntokorwana gose ntokonya kuvurutana yagera ng'a nonye na amagenderero are gocha kwanyora tari gokorekana ebinto mheshimiwa atokoreire William Ruto ase kusi iga nkorerekana bire naende otoire amasikani naende atwanchete naende otebire bweka monyene ng'a kwenda nyuma ama mbele kando na kando hawachani na sisi. Kwa hivyo tuko na yeye na nyinyi ningependa mkuwe na yeye. Hiyo ndio maombi yangu. Tafadhali hii program inaanza kesho, wote mkuje tuendelee na welcome mheshimiwa wetu ambao ni mpendo William Samoei Ruto, President of Kenya. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Thank you so much waziri asingi chukanyara chinga kigosanga munaintwe arega tangu mara bwense nero mocho mumuri yara toere sera mange no mugusinto muganitisi